Here is yet another expected but still profoundly awful, disappointing, psychotic mass shooting that happened yet again in the country where, in the only country where it seems to happen all the time. Dadeville mass shooting in Alabama. 4 people were killed and 28 were injured at an Alabama birthday party. It wasn't just a regular birthday party. It was a Sweet 16. You know what I mean? It's like these are little kids, from what I understand. Number 1 in the world for mass shootings. You already know. Tragedy struck Alabama Saturday night as gunfire erupted at a Sweet 16 birthday party in the heart of Dadeville, killing 4 young people and injuring 28 others, some of them critically. The investigation in Tallapoosa County lasted throughout the day Sunday with no announcement of any arrests in the case. This morning, in the small community of about 3,000, grief counselors will be on hand at the Dadeville High School, where at least 2 of the victims were among the school's 485 students. It's an unreal tragedy, Dadeville High Principal Chris Hand said. I'm so devastated right now. We have a really good school, and these were great students. Now, what's really interesting about this is that the police have given very little details on what actually took place, how this happened, who the suspects are. Did the suspects die? Did the shooters actually die? Did they get away? Is there an active shooter that is like running around? You know what I mean? Anyway, so we don't know, but most of the injured are teenagers.
Begin with some terrible news. It's a mass shooting in Alabama at a Sweet 16th birthday party. 4 people were killed and 28 others hurt. Most of them were teenagers. Now, this happened at a dance studio in the city of Dadeville, Alabama. Witnesses report that there were multiple shooters, but so far, police have made no arrest in this case. There have already been 31 mass shootings just this month in America, and today is only the 17th day of April. Omar Villafranca is in Dadeville, Alabama, with more on the story. Omar, you certainly don't think of a Sweet 16 party as a deadly place, but that is the world we live in today, unfortunately. Good morning to you.
Good morning. When people say it can happen anywhere, this is what they mean. Dadeville is small town USA, population just over 3,000. The venue where it happened, right behind me, right on the old main street. That dance studio used to be the old bank. And for teenagers, this was probably the place to be this weekend. A birthday party. Everybody was probably talking about it, a Sweet 16. And then on Saturday, the unthinkable happened again.
Oh my God.
It's just like odd to say the unthinkable happened when it's, I'm even noticing the media coverage change around this to show you like how our culture surrounding mass shootings like this is changing a little bit. Like even they're saying the unthinkable happened again, as in like there is an air of like sarcasm in that sentiment, right? That's actually very important to recognize here, which means that like gun violence is becoming so normalized that our coverage and our response to it as a nation is also basically and our lack of action against it is basically expected. I think that it's no longer seen as like inconceivable. You know what I mean? It's a very, very scary, very dark, very grim future that we are living in now. You know, the unthinkable happened yet again. Fucked up.
After Saturday night's deadly shooting at Mahogany Masterpiece Dance Center, ambulances, police cars, and parents descended on the local hospital.
It was people's everywhere, running and yelling and crying and going on.
I got shot right here. Right here.
18-year-old Tanaya Cox was shot 3 times. She says she saw multiple gunmen inside the dark club.
I just saw 2 in the bathroom, and that's why I ran.
Police have not released any details about the suspect or suspects and would not say if anyone is in custody for the attack.
We'll never be the same.
Pastor Ben Hayes led a vigil for the victims Sunday night.
I don't understand
Most of the kids there were from Dadeville. This impacted us a lot.
He says one of the deceased is senior star athlete Phil Dowdell. It was his sister's birthday party. Their mother was also shot. Dowdell was just weeks from graduation and recently committed to play football at Jacksonville State next year.
He was a good person.
Daquan Doss says he was with Dowdell at the party, but the two ran in opposite directions when the shooting started.
I was standing right beside him. And that thing, the shooting went on. I think he went right into it. I went opposite way. I wish I could have pulled him out.
Police have been very tight-lipped about this investigation. There's a lot we do not know. We don't.
Like, I don't understand. I truly do not understand how. I understand why this happens all the time. I've covered this story, this exact same story, a million times over. What I don't fucking understand is how the cops are not revealing more information about what is going on in this tiny ass fucking town, dude. This is not a major hub. It's a small town. Everybody knows each other. How the fuck are the cops not giving any additional information about whether or not who the shooters were? Did they die? Are they running? What the fuck is going on?
Don't know how many suspects they're looking for or how many suspects they're looking for, if it's 1, 2, based on what witnesses are saying. We don't know what kind of gun was used. We don't know the motive, but we're hoping to learn more at a press conference later on this morning. Tony?
Yeah, we know the result, and that's knowing a lot. Omar, thank you very much.
Calls for justice across the country after a Kansas City teen went.
For these things, sometimes the FBI comes in and tells police departments what they can and can't say, sometimes restrictive. I don't get it. I mean, this is a black town, so of course that, that should show you, that can, clue you in a little bit on, it clues you in in Alabama about the nature of the relationship between the officers there and the cops there and the people that live there in general. It's oftentimes more antagonistic than you would think, like an occupying force. We're going to do this in a second. We're going to cover the story in a second, but I don't know if there is additional details on this. I don't know if there's any additional details because, this is an update, I guess. Is this from today?
My name's Mike Segrist, and I'm the district attorney.
No, this is from yesterday. They haven't given a new update on it yet, right? Guys, for the people in the chat speculating, what if it's the cops who did it or whatever? We don't know anything. Stop. Police do more, defund the police. Check W. Yeah, totally. Police should do anything, not more, anything, for how fucking adequately funded they are. Not only, they are the highest, they receive over 50% in some municipalities of all the fucking state revenue, all of the localities' revenue. And yet they still flub everything. Come on now. Aiden Ross's downfall. You fucking dummy. It's insane. They've also never even been defunded, but dumbass dick riders like you constantly fucking say, oh, dude, these guys, they have such a tough job and they're being yelled at and they're being defunded. It's like, no, that never happened. We don't know anything yet. I'm not saying that there was a cop that did it or anything like that. I would like to know more details. I mean, I assume, from what I've seen from people on the ground that have been interviewed by the media, they are shocked at the level of incompetence coming from the police in this regard. Okay? Where, the fact that they don't know if there's an active shooter still out there, for example, is insane. I don't know how long shocked. Let me out. No, they're still shocked at because there's incompetence and then there's malicious negligence. When you see an active shooting situation where 4 people died and 20 kids were injured, okay? And then you don't get details on you hear who the victims are, but you don't get further details on whether or not the shooter is still out there. Yeah, that's a little bit crazy. Okay, it's been 22 fucking hours since the last time they did the press release. That's wild. This is not like New York City where the shooter pulled an Assassin's Creed and hid in the fucking crowd and ran away. This is a tiny ass town. Anyway, yeah, but we covered all this stuff. I don't really know what will come of this, but at this point, it's just it's just every day. It's just every fucking day. there's so much violence in this country. It's insane. Every day there's another mass shooting happening in this country. Jesus Christ. Anyway.
Hey there. I'm the editor of the channel here. Yeah, I know. Face reveal. I'd like to thank you for watching all the way to the end of this video. I hope you enjoy the content. Hopefully you've dropped a like down there and maybe subscribed already. Oh yeah, drop a comment down below saying that you met the editor. You know, it helps a lot. If you'd like to watch more of this content, then why not click on this video?